Hello and welcome to BQ Pram. I'm Hiral Dadia, one company that isn't focused on Eicher Motors. You have VCV that has reported the April auto sales numbers as well. Joining us on the show to decode more is Mr. Vinod Aggarwal, MD and CEO at VCV. Good morning and welcome to the show, Mr. Aggarwal.
Good morning, Giral. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. Mr. Agarwal, my first question coming to you is overall, if you see in terms of for VECV overall, a 19% growth is what we've seen in terms of dispatches. Domestic sales, a 29% growth, exports, a 60% drop. What is your first read? Have the numbers met your internal expectations?
So we are quite satisfied with the numbers of April. And if you look at the market there is a drop of 6% in 3.5 ton and above. So as against drop of 6%, we have grown by 19%. So therefore, our performance is better than the market. We have grown in market shares all across. Exports, of course, we have dropped significantly, and that is also due to the global situation and difficult situation in South Asian markets, especially Bangladesh and Nepal. Even though we are doing much better in Middle East and African markets, but Bangladesh, which is a large market for exports from India, that has been severely impacted. So exports we are down. Otherwise, light and medium duty trucks, heavy duty trucks, buses, all the segments we have grown very well.
Right. So, Mr. Agarwal, from a trend perspective, usually what we've seen is there is a lot of pre-buying that happens in the last month of the year, and immediately the first month of the next fiscal year is slightly somber. And that's the trend the industry is indicating as well overall. Now, from a disruption perspective, how has it been specifically due to unseasonal rains? Are you seeing an impact?
I don't think there is an impact due to unseasonal rains.
Hmm.
The sales of April are always a little bit subdued because of the bumper month every year in the last month of the year, because there are various reasons for increase in sales in the last month of the year.
Hmm.
And as a result of that, April is always lower as compared to the month of March, and that's the normal phenomena. And of course, this year uh, there was also change in the emission norms.
Right.
Uh, Basically, the uh, OBD2 or RDE norms, which have been implemented from 1st of April. So as a result of that, there has been some price increases also, and secondly, the interest rates also have gone up. So that
Hmm.
has also somewhat dampened the sentiments of the customers because of the increase in prices as well as the interest rates. However, I don't see that is going to continue to dampen the spirits, because overall we need more trucks. The industry needs more trucks, and
Hmm.
it should settle down. The price increases and the impacts should settle down, and if required, there will be freight rate increases that will happen to absorb these cost increases. So therefore, we are not concerned as far as the industry is concerned, because industry still is likely to continue the growth path even in the current year.
Right. So overall, two things from a construction activity perspective, right? One is the kind of projects that are being awarded in the infrastructure space. That is something that really augurs well for an industry like yours. But simultaneously, when we speak about the unseasonal rains, probably can cause some bit of interruption in terms of the construction activity as well. So if you have to take both these points into consideration, how are you seeing it flow from here on?
Unseasonal rains, they may have some temporary impact, because
Hmm.
if the construction activity gets impacted because of rains in some parts of the country, but that's a very, you can say, short term or temporary phenomenon. That's not going to continue. As far as these
Hmm.
activities are concerned, these activities have to happen, and these will, wherever in case they have been impacted, they will start happening again. So therefore, I don't see unseasonal rain as the reason for any drop in the industry. So
Right.
that's not the reason.
Right. And from an overall perspective, Pre-booking, as you mentioned as well, has been strong, right? Specifically from a market perspective. You mentioned about price hikes as well, to which we could see a higher pre-booking. From here on, what's that normalized level of growth that we could anticipate?
Look, last year, if you look at the industry, some of the segments we have already touched the new peak. Like, for example, 5 to 18 ton trucks. There, the industry has already touched the new peak. It is at around 118,000, and earlier peak was 117,000. LMD buses have touched the new peak, 47,000 last year, and earlier peak was, I think, around 42, 43,000. And heavy duty trucks, they are still away from the earlier peak. Earlier peak was 295,000, and last year it was 247,000. And of course, exports are down significantly. So therefore, this year we will continue to see growth happening in heavy duty trucks, especially the construction trucks, as well as the tractor trailers, because there is a lot of migration happening towards higher tonnage trucks because of improvement in the infrastructure. As the infrastructure improves, road conditions improve, it makes better sense to transport goods by long haul or higher tonnage trucks, tractor trailers. That's why, if you look at the figures, even last year, the tractor trailer market, tractor trailer demand has grown by 100% last year to March. Even this year in April, the tractor trailer demand has grown by 35-37%. Whereas the other haulage trucks, there is a drop. Overall, heavy duty trucks, there is a marginal growth of around 1 to 2%, which is again led from the tractor trailers. Other haulage segments have dropped. In the light and medium duty trucks, the market has dropped in April to April by almost 30%. Now, last year, light and medium duty trucks in April last year, there was a lot of demand from CNG trucks. CNG trucks have still not fully come back. So last year, April was high due to the CNG trucks demand. So this year, it is, I would say, it's a normal month.
Right.
So
And
therefore,
overall, yeah, go on. Sorry.
the buses, the demand continues to be very strong because this is school season, and buses in the month of April, the industry has grown by more than 50%. So therefore, buses growth continues. Heavy duty trucks almost flat, and light and medium duty have dropped. But this is, we have no concerns because there is a lot of replacements which are lined up. More and more replacements will happen because new trucks are more productive. There will be more migration to high tonnage trucks, and there will be more demand for the construction activities, and economic activities likely to be better. So therefore, we see no concern as far as the commercial vehicle demand is concerned.
Right. And overall, what's the price hike that we've taken so far?
It's around 2 to 5%, and of course, there is also a lot of realization that the discounts have to come down because discounts were very high. So therefore, it is either price increase or reduction in discounts. Either of these two is equal to price increase only, because if you reduce the discount and keep the MRP at same level, then also it's a price increase. So therefore,
but the net impact you're saying is
net transaction price is improving. Transaction price is improving for everyone, and that's what the industry has realized, that the discounts are absolutely not good for the financial health of the industry.
Right. And from an inventory perspective, where do we stand as we've now moved to OBD2? So what is that inventory build-up looking like?
As far as we are concerned, there was no inventory build-up. So it's a normal inventory of 3 weeks to 1 month. So we don't have any inventory build-up. I can't talk about the other players because they don't have that figures, because there is no formal, information on the inventory levels. But I can tell you about our company. Our inventory levels are absolutely normal. There is no increase in inventory levels.
Right. And from here on, are we seeing higher demand that will come in specifically with the MHCV segment as well on the back of the construction activity, which is expected to pick up from here on?
Absolutely. That's what I mentioned. Not only construction activity, but also pent-up replacements.
Hmm, hmm. And apart from that, when you talk about the EV side of the business, what's the plan on that front? Because that's the immediate transition that everyone is looking at in the medium to long term.
EV, absolutely, the demand will come. I think right now, the last tender which was floated, that was not successful because the business model, I think it is not in favor of the industry. It is in fact
Hmm,
very, very difficult business model where we are supposed to give the buses, electric buses, on 12 years lease, and there is no payment guarantee. And we have to lease these buses to state transport undertakings, where the financial condition of these state transport undertakings is not very conducive to give them 12-year loans.
hmm.
Therefore, we didn't participate in the last two tenders. And in the last tender, in fact, none of the industry players have participated. So therefore, till the time this business model gets corrected, there will be difficulties in sustaining this model. Uh, so electric vehicles are good, buses are good, we are ready, industry is ready. However, there has to be conducive conditions for selling electric buses.
Right. So what's the corrective action that that has been taken on this? Because as you said, there have been none of the companies have actually tendered or participated in the tender. I mean, is there a industry representation that has been made?
Of course, we are talking to Government of India on this. That
Hmm.
this model, there has to be some payment guarantee mechanism under which the industry gets the assurance that we will continue to get the payment over next 12 years. Till the time that sort of guarantee mechanism is there, it is very difficult to take a call for 12 years on the state transport undertakings.
Right. So I think overall it seems that the picture is really rosy for the CV segment as a whole, and hoping that it continues from here on as well. Thank you, Mr. Aggarwal, so much for joining us on the show and giving us those views. Gives us a lot of perspective, not only from a company specific point of view, but also from an industry perspective. Thank you. Stay safe and speak to you soon again.
Thank you. Nice talking to you.